Ross.
And I'm AJ Finney.
And this is
Hippie?
Not Hippie. Welcome to episode 22 of Hippie Not Hippie. Yeah! It's just me and AJ this week.
Yeah, kind of quiet in the old studio.
Yeah.
Seems lonely after the last few episodes.
Just a hippie and a good person.
Oh,
Get it out of the way. What do you got coming up, AJ?
pretty excited. Tomorrow, April 20th, I will be in Arkansas at Mulberry Mountain performing at the Backwoods Music Festival. I'm super excited. I know Pigeons Playing Ping Pong is going to be there. String Cheese is going to be there later on in the week. The Floozies, Big Gigantic. It's a huge lineup. Super excited to be a part of that. And then the following week, I will be at the Looney Bin in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And so for all of that information, you can check me out at ajfinney.com. What about you, Zach? What do you got going on?
I'm doing the train tour for the Chief. Yeah, 4/28 through 5/4. I will be performing in Chicago, Kansas City, Lawrence, Dodge City, and La Junta.
Oh, man, Lawrence. Remember the last time we were in Lawrence?
Yeah, man. Those little mushrooms, little wandering.
Ate those mushrooms and we're like, hey, let's try to check in now. And then we wandered. It was so cold.
Yeah, we went into that one venue and I felt like people were riding around on roller skates. Was that?
We were at like a tropical themed like tiki bar in the middle of frozen Kansas. And I feel like it was winter break because none of the college students were there.
Yeah. It was a
Where were the roller skates? I remember we went to, God, was someone
I remember that weird coffee shop.
Oh, yeah.
Lawrence, though, coming back. You can get tickets for any of those cities and find out more details at thechieffestival.com.
The Chief.
And yeah, June 8th, I'm headlining Comedy Works. Get your tickets for that.
June 8th.
Just got back from Manhattan.
Yeah? Oh, New York?
No, Kansas.
Womp,
Man.
womp. Yeah, Aggieville,
Yeah.
Kansas State.
Way more Jews.
Well, in Kansas?
Yeah, than in New York. No, I'm kidding. So
Yeah, because that's what they always refer to, you know. They always say a Kansas Jew.
yeah, I did the winery there called Liquid Art Winery.
Did you ask him about the name?
Well, I made some jokes about the name because I was like, this is, fun how you're trying to class up drinking, you know.
alcoholism.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, you're not drunks, you're liquid artists.
Yeah, you're artists.
And then there's this table that spilled some wine, and then they were pretty rowdy and had the giggles. I was like, "Yeah, you guys are the master liquid artists. Yeah, you're having a regular fucking renaissance over here.
You don't have jaundice. You've got a sunny shade of yellow."
Yeah, man, it was cool though, and the wine was good. I learned about Kansas dirt. Did you know that the shitty clay-filled dirt of Kansas is perfect for growing grapes?
Oh, the clay, yeah.
I guess grapes are, that's why they grew grapes in a lot of places is because they'll grow in shitty, rocky soil.
Huh. I did not know that.
It was beautiful, and, I didn't know that was possible in Kansas. I didn't know there's outdoor areas that were pretty.
Oh, western Kansas is as bad as eastern Colorado. I mean, there's nothing.
Yeah, no.
But when you get to Manhattan on your drive into the city, those rolling hills are pretty. Like you catch it during once spring sets in and summer when it's all green, it almost looks like Ireland.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. It felt like they definitely have more hills there than other parts of Kansas. I was like, oh, this is why people settled here. That's why there's probably a city here, is because they were like, here's some protection from the wind.
They left Colorado, started heading east, and saw those hills and was like, well, I guess this is as close as we're getting to mountains.
Yeah, the show was fun. The comics I worked with, Jeremy and Callan, were funny.
Yeah? Were they locals?
Callan was from Kansas City.
Okay.
And Jeremy was a local from Manhattan. But he'd been doing comedy for like a decade. So he was a good dude. We had fun. We got stoned, went and hung out at his house. He has a male calico cat.
Oh, yeah, calicos.
Do you know how rare a male calico cat is?
I do not.
So 1 in what? Guess.
A male calico. So I believe calicos can't breed. Someone told me that once.
No, they can breed.
Can they? The females?
Yeah.
I don't know why someone told
They're
me.
very good at breeding.
Okay, a calico cat, male, not a female, so a male. I'm gonna go 1 in 700,
Higher.
1 in 1200,
Higher.
1 in 1200. No, wait, Jesus, how about 1 in 10,000?
It's 1 in 3,000.
Okay, I overshot drastically.
Yeah, you're like, I'm getting sick of this game. Yeah, 1 in 3,000 are
Wow.
males. And he was like, I found this out, and he's like, holy shit, I had no idea my cat is so rare. And
Right.
the cat was cool and nice. And he's like, yeah, the vet always writes on the, like, his report that he's a very good looking cat. And I'm like, it sounds like your vet wants to fuck your
that
cat.
cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then we thought about it, and it's like, he is a good looking cat. You know, he had to be, because if out in the wild, he would have to be holding down 3,000, 2,999 other pussies.
Right. I do like a calico cat. I think it's a good looking cat. The same as I like a brindle dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're beautiful.
Well, it's good to know. If I ever get you one,
A cat or a dog?
both, maybe.
You think so? A calico cat. If you were like, I want a male calico cat, it's probably very expensive.
I don't know. I think that you probably just go until you find one.
Go where?
To the shelters or whatever. I mean, there's thousands of cats.
There's so many cats waiting to be adopted. And you're like, I'm waiting specifically for a male calico.
So, yeah,
Ooh,
dude.
big cat yawn.
Yeah, big kitty yawn. No, we ate some donuts today.
Yeah, we had a wild morning. We came over, hyped up, ready to pod, and then we ate burritos and fucking donuts. I had a donut that had Reese's Pieces and peanut butter cream.
Yeah. I had half of one of those, and then I had a coconut chocolate cream.
Yeah, so we're both sugared up.
And we ate breakfast burritos, so.
Yeah, 1.5.
Yeah. Fucking wild. That's how we party.
That's right.
Yeah, when your friends don't drink anymore, you're like, you know how we're gonna celebrate over 20 episodes of this show? Oh man.
Yeah, and then right before we started recording, I was like, gotta go to the bathroom, and then I accidentally blew up your bathroom.
So, man, I was going over that Ian A. Bear episode, and
Yeah.
You said something that when I was watching the edit, I was like, you know what? I feel like I let AJ go on this too easy. But
Is
we're
this
in
the
the middle.
transformation? Is that what you're bringing
No,
up? Has this got to do with the Moldavite?
No, we're in the middle of the conversation about just like you being able to spot a narc or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
And you go,
Shiny shoes.
I lived on Lot for a while.
Yeah. I mean, that was. Yeah. I mean, so that means like you. Yeah, you basically
You lived on the lot?
By that I mean
You were a
spend
lot liver?
Not a lot. Yeah, a lot liver, a big swollen lot liver.
So how long did you live on the lot for a while?
Yeah, living on lot. I just meant I would hang out there a lot.
Oh,
So like I would frequent, even at like festivals, I would spend more time perusing up and down the lot than I would like, I'd spend a lot of time on shakedown as opposed to actually just holding down a spot at the stage.
Is that the song Shakedown Street? Is that about where they peddle their wares outside of the Grateful Dead?
Yeah. So July 1st, when I take you to your show, you're going to be cruising up the lot, man, hanging on
Should I
shakedown.
bring things to trade?
No. I mean, you could possibly. I mean, I think they take currency, American currency.
Oh, but no, I want to trade. I want to barter.
Oh, I don't know.
What
You
do
could try it.
What do these people need?
I don't know. I mean, because a lot of them will trade like, I don't know, you might trade a tie-dye for pens, or you'll trade a few things for a ticket, or
What if
food?
you're not into trinkets?
Then you should probably go into the show and just watch the music.
Is it all trinkets?
I don't think it's all trinkets. I mean, there's food. The weird, like when I was at Fish one year, it was strange because of the legalization factor. It was like, well, God, I remember you could buy like for $5, it was like 2 beers and a dab. So they would just load you up on a rig. And I didn't know you could do that, but
2 beers and a dab.
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I did a show in Colorado Springs a couple nights ago, and it was the first one for a great guy named Chris. He put this thing up at I think it's called the Idlewild School. So it feels like you're in a schoolhouse.
Like Outcast,
Is that an Outcast thing?
Idlewild?
Idlewild?
I think isn't that an
Is that
Outcast album?
I don't know.
Yeah, Idlewild, studio album by Outcast.
Oh, Ivy Wild. That's what it is. Ivy Wild School.
Well, I was way more excited.
That I was performing at
Yeah.
Anyway.
Now the roses really smell like woo woo woo.
Woo. I always thought, okay, let's talk about this. The roses really smell like woo woo. When he does that, was he not saying poo poo?
Yeah.
He does say poo poo.
I think he's implying poo poo.
I always thought it was the roses really smell like poo poo.
I don't think poo poo is the actual
Poo
word.
poo. Really?
No.
God damn.
I think it's
Poo poo.
I think it's woo woo woo.
Poo poo. Cause the roses really smell like
Yeah, smell like poo poo.
it is poo poo.
Poo poo. Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. Bitch. Crazy bitch.
Crazy bitch. Cause the roses really smell like poo poo. Anyway, so I was at Ivy Wild and performing, and I decided, you know that we cut an intro for my upcoming album.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the live recording we couldn't use because the club had played a song. So Zach and I got together and we recorded an intro.
Yeah, it was R. Kelly's remix to
Yeah.
Ignition.
Poo poo. And yeah, I just wanted to let you know.
Hot and fresh out the kitchen. Mama rolling that bot. And AJ came out and he was like, sipping on Coke and rum. I'm like, so what? I'm drunk. It's a freaking weekend, baby. I'm about to have me some fun. And yeah. And then it was like bounce, bounce, bounce. And then they cut it. And AJ was like,
Here we go.
started telling jokes
Yeah.
for his album. And then all that stuff happened with R. Kelly. And
We had to, yeah, it's real negative.
I'm kidding. It was actually, it was months after that stuff had happened with R. Kelly. What were you doing playing that?
I don't know.
AJ?
I don't know why we did it.
No, what was it really?
I think it was an old 97 song that we played. And I hadn't
What are
thought
the
about
old
it.
97s?
The old 97s? It's like I believe they were out of Austin. It's like an alternative group, but it was like.
What's the name mean, though?
I don't know. Man, I'm not real sure on that one. But
I've
I know
already
they're great
looked too
live.
much stuff up. I'm done looking shit up.
Yeah. It's a whole day of research, it feels
Somebody
like.
tell me. Somebody just fucking tell me.
Yeah, why don't you let us know?
So yeah, you played we did a fun little prank call.
Yeah. And I don't want to go through all of it, but when the album comes out, I hope you enjoy it. But I wanted to get feedback to make sure I'd send it off to the label, and so I played it for Marciana, and she thought it was funny. We played it for Megan. She thought it was funny.
Marciana thought it was funny. So we tried one with Marciana where I just called her randomly and I was
Yeah.
like, Marciana, AJ's recording an album.
And she
she's
goes,
like,
what?
What? Oh my God. And I knew she was in Kansas at the time where there was a tornado warning. And I was like, is there a tornado there? And she started telling me, and I was like, I don't care. AJ's recording an album. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And then she laughed, though, and fucking ruined it.
Yeah.
And then she was like, well, why don't you use mine?
Right. That
And,
that was the funny thing is like we sent it to her, and she doesn't realize that everything you get recorded in the entertainment industry, sometimes shit just hits the floor. And so her first response wasn't, yeah, I like it. It's funny. She was like, where's mine?
Yeah.
But anyway,
So there you go, Marcy.
Yeah.
There it is. I mentioned it on the fucking podcast. So
Yeah.
it wasn't all a waste. No.
that's true. But at the so at the end of the Ivy Wild show, I decided, I was like, hey, I explained to them, the audience, what was going on. And I was like, hey, what I'd like to do is play the intro for the album for you. And you guys give genuine feedback. If you don't like it, don't respond. If you do, that way I can get kind of a consensus. And I played it and everyone just applauded. Like they just lost it. So I think it's...
Yeah, I'm really funny.
I think it's... I'd like to put...
Was the recording of me on the phone, was that the best pop of the show?
I think... No.
Yeah. I got the best pop.
I don't even know. I don't even think it was you. I think it was guest... I'll be honest. I think it was guest 0 that got the biggest fucking pop.
Oh, man. So have you ever heard of this? I got paid to go to a play.
What?
Last week. Yeah.
But you weren't in the play.
And then I didn't realize this till I got there, but then, yeah, they put me in the play.
Wait a minute. So is this like an interactive art thing?
No, it's like a play where you go.
I know it's a play.
And then all of a sudden she goes like, hey, well, so her mom, always tries to like kill herself when she's a kid.
In the play, not in real life.
In the play.
Okay.
And her dad is like distant or whatever. He likes to listen to jazz, instead of raise his kid. And
what a stereotypical jazz thing. It's like, hey, you got your kids. Yeah, but I'm really grooving.
Yeah, he listens to bad jazz too. It's like, she's like, I knew whether I could talk to my dad unless he was playing like these kinds of music or whatever. And
was it like elevator jazz?
And well, in the one where it's like she couldn't go in there was like that weird experimental jazz that just sounds like people banging on trash cans and like fucking someone's shoving their dick in a saxophone.
I think
like
you were at that show Stomp is what it sounds like, where they're banging everything.
Awful kind of jazz. So yeah, and then but then I guess all of a sudden I'm just sitting there and she's like, yeah, but in college, I saw this guy and I liked him and then like I was sitting next to Megan. And she comes over and she's like, will you move? And Megan got up and then she sat down next to me. And all of a sudden I was the dude that she had a crush on in the library in college. And she was like talking to me and she goes, is this seat taken? And I was like, yeah, actually it was. You just asked the person to move though.
So where did Megan go? Did Megan just go to another
Yeah,
seat?
she had to go to another seat. And
was this implied at the beginning when you were going in that like, hey, you will be...
I had no idea what was going on, dude. So like Megan just was like, there's a play we're going to go to and it's like they're going to pay us $30 to go watch this play.
All right. So that's one thing. Like because you're being paid to go to a play, that there's a good chance you're going to be asked to do something.
So I should probably start at the beginning. We walk in, it's in a room and there's just 8 chairs.
Okay. Where is this? At the Stables?
It's like a little theater off of like South Broadway.
Okay.
That's really just feels like a storefront that they rehearse stuff in.
Okay.
So there's like 6 chairs. Megan and I sit in a chair. This woman and her aunt are there. And then this other woman is there. And we're all sitting in the chairs. And then there's one actress in the play. And then there's just a guy sitting off in the corner taking notes. And then there's...
So this is like a one-woman show, a guy taking notes, and 8 chairs.
Yeah. So we sit down. They start the play. And
who's they?
The woman just starts the play. And the first scene that happens is that her dog, like Charles Barkley...
What? I'm sure this isn't true, but in my head, I hope her dog is actually Charles Barkley, played by Charles Barkley.
Gets sick, and then the dog gets sick, and then she goes and she grabs the woman's coat, and she's like, "Can I grab this?" And she grabs it and folds it up, and she's like holding the dog, and she's like a little girl, and she's like, "Yeah, we got to put Charles Barkley down."
Jesus.
And then she goes,
Charles Barkley would not be put down.
To the woman whose coat that she took, she goes, I'm going to need you to be the nurse. And
so the woman now
and
has to
then-
put the dog down?
yeah, so she comes over. She's like trying really hard to like act
Like she's killing a dog?
she's like, it's time, and we have to do it. You know?
Were you guys high?
Oh, I should have mentioned too. We ate mushrooms.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
So yeah, dude, because I didn't realize I was gonna be in the play.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're both tripping. We get there and they're like, yeah, it's an interactive play. And we're like, what the fuck? So then she walks over and with the needle and she's like, it's time, like put the syringe in there. And then like when she sticks it in, she's like, that's my arm. Not the dog's leg, you know, because they're just improving.
So no matter what the person does, the little girl's like, you're fucking up.
Well, I think she's just riffing or whatever. Or maybe she didn't say it was my arm. Maybe she said like that's his tail or something.
Yeah.
She made some sort of joke, you know,
Yeah.
like that they person injected it in because they're just it's a pillow that they're
Right.
you know, like
But the idea is probably also, as the performer, to make the person now being pulled into the performance to be somewhat as uncomfortable as possible because that adds to the excitement of everything.
yeah, the kid doesn't you know, then the mom tries to like kill herself and it's pretty dark, but after the mom tries to kill herself the first time, the little girl like starts writing this list of like reasons to live,
Yeah.
you know, like candy or whatever. And like as her life progresses, there's like more and more reasons, and then
More
she like
candy?
she abandons the list for a while, and it like kind of goes through her life, and then yeah, at one point in time, she just asks Megan to move, sits down next to me, and starts like flirting with me, and then yeah, she's like, oh, I'm just reading this book, and the book was like aerial photos of Wisconsin. And yeah, and then I had to like get down on my knees and like look this woman in the eyes
Whoa.
and ask her to marry me.
Well, you're tripping.
Yeah.
That's, wow.
And I think I pulled it off pretty well.
Yeah.
When I did it, she goes, we'll kiss later.
Yeah. It reminds me of, we did that David Byrne thing, the Theater of the Mind, Marciana and I did. And we went in blind, not knowing. We knew it was interactive, but we didn't know how much. Once we got in there, you just pick an envelope, and then inside the envelope, you get a name tag. And once you go through another door, that is you. Like, you're no longer you leave you. And I cannot remember the name I was, but I know that we're at David's funeral. And at one point, he looks over and he goes, I'm just going to say Linda. And he goes, Linda, you were the one that got away. And I was like, oh no, I am a key point in this now.
You were Linda?
Yeah, Linda, so it was a woman, and I was a key part of it. It was me
wow.
and Marciana, actually. And once you get in, you would pick another thing up and it told you where to be, and everyone got jumbled around. The discomfort was amazing. And at one point, we're in this like trippy disco. David Byrne was played by a woman at this point, and she was like, you remember how to dance, right? And I was like, I don't know.
Oh, wow. You had to dance?
Yeah, I had to dance with him. We got down. And at one point, David Byrne was just like, I don't know how I ever let you go.
Wasn't Janae in that?
Yeah, Janae. So David Byrne was played by several different people. So it depended what group you went in with and who you would meet. I would tell you, if you have an opportunity to see Theater of the Mind, do it. I would also recommend going in and doing it sober. It is one of the most trippy things I've seen. But sober.
So Megan went and saw it, and I don't think she liked it very much.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, it's perceptually jarring.
Yeah.
Like it was really crazy. Like the way that they trick your mind into doing things.
Here, connect to the Bluetooth and call her.
Is this because I ate a burrito? That was mildly anticlimactic.
Yeah. So then they brought Megan up actually in the play.
Really?
And she was this
Like
like
physically, or just brought her up as a person?
she was a lecturer in the
Here we go.
Hello?
Hey, Megan. It's AJ. Zach and I were talking about your interactive play recently, and then I brought up David Byrne's Theater of the Minds, and he said that you really, really liked it. So I was just kind of curious about what you enjoyed most about the Theater of the Mind.
He said I liked it.
Yeah, he said it was like probably your favorite experience throughout last year.
No,
No?
I thought it was lame.
What didn't you like about it?
AJ was like,
Why?
it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. I highly recommend it to anyone
go?
ever. It's the
Yeah.
most amazing thing ever. And I was like, Megan said it was dumb.
Yeah, Marciana and I went, and we really enjoyed it. I don't know if it was the person that we got that was taking us through it, but yeah, we enjoyed it.
Oh, that's good. Okay, I don't know. I thought it was like really basic science experiments and not a lot of interesting stuff happened. And I don't know why we all have those names. We didn't really do anything with them.
Oh,
At the
really?
beginning,
Wow. So yeah,
I don't know.
it was weird
Maybe
because
my guy was deaf.
oh, maybe because we got our names, and then all of a sudden, like I can't remember. It was like Diego and somebody else, and Marciana and I got pulled into it a lot. Like I ended up being a like a missed lover or something, and I was like, this is very awkward. So
Are you guys here?
Yeah, you're on the podcast right now.
I'm sorry, I ate your burrito.
I knew it.
But yeah, I was just about to tell them the part where they had Megan go up there and read like this long ass paragraph, but at first they just handed her a book and like told her to lecture, and she
What?
thought she was supposed to just ad lib a lecture. And what was funny is the book they handed her that she was supposed to like improvise was Harry Potter. And
What?
and she just goes, my mom wouldn't let me read this when I was young.
That's great.
Okay. I don't. It was mortifying. I'm so embarrassed.
About being pulled on stage with this book?
Just like, okay, so I just thought like she wanted me to talk about Harry Potter like most people would know what happens in Harry Potter. So I was like, oh my God, I have no idea. So I was like panicking, and then she's like, no, just read what it says on the back of the book.
I'm kind of curious if what would have happened if you were like, oh man, this is my favorite book. So shortly after the woman loses her virginity to the lizard, and then they were like, no.
Did you know that that's how it starts, Megan?
That is not.
That's why your mom wouldn't let you read it.
No,
It's all that
he
lizard
lives in a
sex.
closet, right?
Yeah, he does live in a closet.
Yeah.
See, I know this too. I think I would be a Hufflepuff. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Okay. I think you would.
Okay, well, I have to go now.
You don't want to stay on
I
with
hope
us?
you have a podcast. No, this is giving me anxiety.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Thanks, Megan. Oops. She was done before the call was done. I think you're going to have some splaining to do.
Oh, no. Whatever.
She was a good sport.
Yeah. And then in the play, her mom kills herself.
Wow.
And, yeah.
Oof.
And
Sounds
then
like
she just keeps writing. So here's the other thing. During the play, too, before it, they hand you tons of sheets of paper. And at times she's like 857, and you'll have it. And it's like a thing to be happy about.
So they call a number. It's like Bing. If you have the number,
Yeah, you have
then
to shout it out. But if you fuck it up, then they have somebody that'll like read it just in case, because you're holding a lot of them. Like normally, if it was a live show, you'd have one that was your job to remember your number and shout
Yeah.
it out. So
is it? But when they call the number, so 851, you flip it over, and there's already something written that you have to say.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I thought it was like if I call your number, you tell me something you're grateful for.
Yeah, and what's crazy is it took her like of writing things down to get to 10,000.
Oh God.
before she thought of sex.
Really?
Yeah. That was my comedic note for them when they asked for notes afterwards. I was like, you need to say, I know, 10,000, or like make a joke about it because
Right.
everybody's like, what?
Yeah.
Granted, she starts the list when she's 7,
Oh, that's valid.
but she puts it away for like from then until she's in college. And you think like when you started writing as an adult, you know.
Sounds like the origins of The Notebook, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is a movie I never saw.
Yeah, me either. So,
But I had a girl that I dated for a while, and we broke up. And we got back together, and we broke up. And we got back together, and then she left me, and she just kept telling me to watch the movie, and I never watched it. And when Marciana and I met, she was like, "You want to watch The Notebook?" And I was like, "I don't want to watch this fucking thing at all. I hate this movie." And then I explained it, and she was like, "Oh man, if you'd have watched this, you would have understood." She was saying that you guys were probably going to get back together later on.
well, yeah, that's the thing in this play is when my character, Andy or whatever, the dude breaks up with her because their marriage falls apart.
Yeah.
He leaves her a note saying that he like wants to work things out when she feels better or whatever in an album, but she doesn't find the note until 7 years later. So, yeah, it's some drama.
Wow.
But
Was this a one-time thing, or this is something they're running for a while and then they're going to play later?
no, they're gonna run it in front of people. So that was just a practice run, so they could practice ad-libbing with people and running the play because people have to shout the numbers and then
Okay.
yeah, and then at the end they handed me $30 fucking and yeah, it was a great time.
Yeah, 30 bones.
Yeah, fun way to spend a mushroom trip.
Yeah, sounds like it. I think that would have been like usually all the times I can remember for the most part when I was tripping, I was like, I am ready to be an observer of things, not a participant.
I didn't go that nuts.
Gotcha.
So you told me that you found out some crazy stuff about tie-dye?
I would just ask, out of curiosity, how old do you think tie-dye is?
Middle Ages.
Middle Ages. God, it's weird. So I looked this up. The earliest written records about tie-dye came from China and Japan
Yeah?
in the Tang Dynasty, which makes sense. You know, Tang was that's what you had when you were an astronaut.
So
As far back as the
Tang?
6th century.
I don't know the Tang Dynasty. So 600 years?
It just says the 6th.
600 AD?
Yeah, 6th century. Yeah.
AD or BC?
I don't know. I'm assuming 6th century. I'm assuming after death. People use natural dyes from berries and leaves, roots, and flowers to color clothing.
Yeah, man. When I was in elementary school, we did that.
Are you serious?
Yeah. We dyed some shirts with piss.
I did that in college quite a
Dyed
bit.
them yellow.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, I just thought that was fascinating.
Yeah. Did you know? Do you know what I learned that's kind of tripping me out this week?
What?
Sharks are older than trees.
Not a particular shark, but just sharks in general
Like
have
in
been
that,
around.
like in far as millions of years, like sharks have been around on
Longer
this
than
planet
trees.
longer than trees. Like there are sharks swimming in the oceans when there wasn't any trees on land.
Yeah, that is mind-boggling. So, I don't even know what to say about that. That is fucking weird.
It is weird. You know, the other thing that was really bugging Hiker and I
What?
I don't know if you know this, but some people, have we talked about this on the pod?
I don't know.
Some people don't have an inner monologue.
Yeah, I feel like you brought that up at one point,
Okay.
but I don't know how far we dove into it. But I will say that I definitely have an inner monologue. I have an inner monologue. I have invasive thoughts.
Yeah, can you imagine what that would be like to just not have a middle person?
Yeah, it'd be fucking probably pretty freeing.
Yeah, but it'd be pretty cool.
Like if you were just cruising,
Yeah.
you know, you're just like, oh, this is life.
Well, it's just stream of consciousness, essentially. I don't.
Is it? Well, I guess there's no internal editor or a conscience of like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. Why'd you do that? Oh, no.
I mean, I think there's a conscience. I don't know. I'm fascinated by it. If anybody who listens to the podcast doesn't have an internal monologue, I would love to interview you because I have so many questions.
Well, I mean, yeah, what is that like to not go through life with something constantly running?
Yeah, it's got to be sweet. But yeah, man, if anybody listening doesn't have a voice in their head, I would love to talk to you
Yeah, for sure. Because
and ask you how you're making the words.
right. Yeah, I'll be honest, almost everyone I know, especially in comedy, has an internal monologue as well as like,
Yeah, I bet that I don't know. I'd be super curious to see if there's a comic that doesn't have it because so many questions. But
right, because most comics, like when you do something and it's working well, your brain is kind of processing what you're going to do next. And then if
Yeah.
it goes bad, you have that weird alarm voice going, oh, you're fucking it up, dude. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Pull the chute.
we did a little bit of a not hippie activity today.
Yeah.
AJ dropped into the war zone.
Pull the chute. Pull the chute. WWW, shoot. Grab your weapons. Pull it up. Run. Slide.
Yeah, we realized that we don't dip into the non-hippie side of things as much as we probably should. So yeah, today AJ dropped into the war zone.
Yeah.
He got a kill.
I did get a kill.
Yeah. The kill, remember what I said when you got the kill? I said he was AFK.
AFK, yeah. Which means what? Fucking noob? I don't.
No. Noob is spelled with an N.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
It means away from keyboard.
What? I did not. I didn't realize that. Like, there was a moment where I got a little proud because you're like, holy fuck. And it was an AFK. I was like, dude, I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, and he goes,
good.
what's that? And I'm like, oh, it just means he's really good, man. It
Yeah.
means he's cracked. You know, it means he's
You snuck up on him.
yeah, dude, you got him. And well, no, I wanted to give you some confidence, you
Yeah.
know. So I didn't want you to know that he was not that you were playing a guy that was just like
Probably
nobody.
taking a piss.
Yeah, taking a piss or hitting his bong or you know, the dog started barking or the delivery showed up or
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, then
or,
right after I shot that guy, I got a few steps before someone snuck up on me and just took me down.
Yeah, so he did pretty good though. He got he was playing with my friends that are very good at the game though. Well, you watched my game. What did you think when you watched me play it?
Well, the problem I had when I was watching you is I'm like, there's just so much because I'm like, there's a lot of clicking and clacking and moving. And I'm like, what fucking buttons do I have to hit? Okay, how do I change that weapon? How do I pick something up? How do I slide up a rope and then start flying again? Like,
Yeah.
so many things. And then after that overwhelming experience, then I was like, okay, how the fuck do I even know where I'm at? Where are my friends? Like, who
Yeah.
do I kill? Who don't I kill?
It's like spatial awareness. It's a whole nother world.
Yeah. And what I was telling Tyrell was I was like, you know, afterwards, it was exciting, but I feel like after a week, maybe you'd start to understand like moving your fingers kind of automatically and not having to think about it.
I think if you were on there for like 8 hours, I think you would be able to do it kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, for somebody that hasn't played, well, the only game anywhere close to that you said you'd played is GoldenEye on.
Yeah, for sure.
Were you good at it?
I was pretty good at GoldenEye.
Yeah.
But it's also like the controller is different. You're holding a controller, and with an N64, I'd already kind of, I don't want to
Yeah.
say mastered it, but understood the controls.
I don't think it helps either that like I've played enough on that keyboard where the buttons that you use to move the letters are worn off.
When
of
you're
them.
going S, and I'm like, there's no S. Like these buttons are just blank.
Yeah, middle lower, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it was cool. But I will say, yeah, if I had to guess, that game is definitely not hippie.
Yeah, man, that's not some hippie shit.
It is definitely
What's funny though
pretty
is,
violent.
And a lot of the people that play it really suck. Like they're just shitty humans. Like anybody,
Oh.
yeah, like anybody who's like racism isn't a problem. It's like you can hear like when you kill someone, their mic turns on, and the stuff that people will say is like, "Whoa."
Yeah.
But I think the internet is just when people are anonymous, they're awful.
Yeah. Well, I remember I played something once downstairs with you.
Yeah, that
And
was
they just-
Counter-Strike.
Yeah, they just annihilated me and called me every name in the book. And by the tone of the voice, I was like, this person can't be over 12.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. That game, a lot of people, I find myself playing that it's been around for 25, 30 years almost. So
Okay.
like, I don't know. I started playing that game in 2001, so 23 years ago. So
And these are all different versions of Call of Duty?
no, Counter-Strike is its own thing, and then Warzone is a version of Call of Duty.
Okay.
Which, yeah, I started playing it during the pandemic, and I just fucking it's fun. But what's funny is I play with like whenever we meet somebody that's like liberal and cool, like they join like kind of the clique. So they're it's basically we play with this group of all people that you would not think would
Yeah.
play Warzone. but-
Basically, you're hippies killing people.
No, not. I don't know. I guess are liberals hippies?
Ooh.
That sounds like a
good dive into, maybe.
talk for another time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did have. I saw an article today. We're becoming old men, and it was basically that Gen Z has a bunch of new slang.
And is that the newest generation?
I think what is the newest?
I don't know, because
generation?
I saw a video that said something, and this kid said some shit, and then it just said, "Welcome to generation whatever. They are here." And I was like, I don't understand anything these kids are saying.
Ask you these slang words and see if you know the definition.
Okay. I'm down to try to give this a shot.
It's giving.
It's giving.
Yeah.
Like, can you say it to me the way that you think a kid would say it?
Her outfit is giving 2012.
It's like tired. It's not good.
It can be used as a way to compare someone or something to another person or thing, or to positively describe the overall vibe of the person or thing. Her outfit is giving. Like
Gotcha.
it's generous. You know?
Oh wow. Okay.
So, do you know what a fit check is?
A fit, F-I-T?
Yeah, a fit
Fit
check.
check. A fit check. Is that like, hey, you look good, you're working out?
Now, a fit check describes the act of reviewing one's outfit. On TikTok, influencers post their fit checks in which they announce the brand of each article of clothing they're wearing.
Okay, so that would be like,
I need to do a fit. Like, it's basically like, do I look good?
okay, but at which point, so it's not like Nikes, Levi's. Like, is that what you're doing in a fit check? Or a fit check is like, how do I look?
Well, and I don't know if they're like, yeah, do these Nikes go with these Levi's? Do they go with, are these brands compatible?
Yeah. If anyone out
Do
here
these brands
hears
fuck
this,
with these other brands?
oh yeah, fuck with is a new, like that's one that kind of,
What about Slay?
to slay,
Yeah.
to kill, dude, to murder. I've done that. You slay on stage, right?
That's what I think is funny is a lot of these, they're like, I'm like, did a 40-year-old write this article? Era.
Era?
Yeah.
I mean, is that like referring to a decade?
What? This is so stupid. Their example is, I'm in my fitness era. Like, people have said that for fucking ever. That's
Right.
not
What is this?
a gatekeeper. Do you know what a gatekeeper is? Like,
Is that-
are they just, is Gen Z just stealing stand-up comedy slang? Lit is the next one.
What?
I'm like, that's from
Yeah.
the 90s.
Yeah.
I got lit last night.
Yeah, I got that.
Situationship.
I don't know.
You don't know what that is?
Uh-uh.
That's when somebody is in like a relationship for convenience or
Oh.
well, they say it's a romantic relationship that isn't quite a full-on relationship.
So it's like roommates that eventually kind of just end up fucking because
I think it's
both are
keeping
single.
it casual, maybe. Ghost. We know what ghosting
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, ghosting.
Oh, do you know what a person with Riz is?
With Riz, R-I-Z?
Rizz.
Oh, you got the Riz. Is it attitude?
No.
No? Is it
Riz. Here, let me say it. That guy has Riz. He can get any girl he wants.
oh, he's got like big dick energy?
Charisma.
Oh. Okay.
Riz. Charisma.
Oh, charisma.
Riz. Yeah. Touch grass?
Touch grass? Smoking pot?
No. It's said to people who spend too much time online and could benefit from going outside. Yeah, he needs to touch grass.
I do like that one.
Yeah, that one's fun.
Yeah. Man, you need to touch grass.
Oh, if something is living rent-free in your mind, I mean, I think people know that's pretty obvious. Vibe check. Come on.
Yeah.
Tea. I know what tea. You know what spilling tea is, right?
No, actually, I don't.
Oh, it's gossiping.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Do you know what a bop is?
A bop?
Yeah, BOP.
Like a fist bump?
Cardi B's new single is a bop.
Is it like a hit?
Yeah, it's a great song. Is a bop. Well, and then they have main character, but I think that's kind of self-explanatory. And yeah, man.
Wow.
So you're pretty hip.
Pretty hip. Fire, gas, whatever that slaps.
Well, thanks so much for listening,
Yeah.
and make sure and
Like and subscribe and
get
on the motherfucking...
Well, I met you down around Mexico.